Hello everyone and welcome back to another Tournament Arc 2026 video. It's your boy Chaos, and today we're going to the exact opposite side of the bracket from last time. We're at the very tippity-toppity of the right side with Paroxy and Oscape. Oscape? I should have asked him how to pronounce his name, but it'll be fine, it'll work out. But we'll be seeing the two of them go up against each other. This is the first time in this year's tournament arc that we aren't doing back-to-back matches that reveal a round 2 matchup, is how the scheduling has turned out. Funny how that plays out. But without any further ado, let's get into the match between Pero and Oscape. Alright, chat, here we are with Oscape versus Paroxy. If my voice sounds a little off, I apologize. We're recording this one at 6 a.m. my time to make the timing work, which is a little bit my fault. We were going to record a little later in the day, but I had something come up this morning that I need to do that would have interrupted the game, most likely. So, thankfully, Oscape, Proxy, and D. Gessner were able to do a bit earlier, so thanks to them. But here we go. We're going to see the dice roll from D. Gessner. I'm going to try and be awake as I can. If I make any escapes, Oscape is what I wanted to say. Oscape wins the dice roll, so he's the starting player. But if I make any errors in commentating, if I say something that is blatantly wrong, like even worse than usual when I make a small mistake, please forgive me. It's early. I gotta turn on. I gotta warm up the voice, warm up the brain, get things going. We're going to see Oscape ban Sebastian. Doesn't want to see any Sebastian gaming, and then we're going to see a Queen Barrel ban. Banning Queen Barrel. That's an interesting one for the statistics. Not a common ban you see. I don't know if Oscape is like well known as a barrel player. I haven't really played against a Para or Oscape much myself. So, ooh, we're going to see Ainz into Shishio here. Okay, Shishio gaming. I like to see it. Shishio going second here. Yeah, they're going to pull it over here. There we go. I forgot to mention that to them to make sure to use this side of the board over here when we were setting everything up because it's too early. I'm tired. Dude, I love that silhouette for Shishio. It's so good. But, this is going to be really interesting. It's going to depend a lot on a couple of these early fates because if Shishio can get... And it's going to be a little hard for Shishio to do going second, but if Shishio can get some fate momentum early on Ainz, then he can really ride that momentum into a pretty easy late game just when Ainz is starting to get his setup done and really start knocking out plans. But similarly, Ainz can do the same thing to Shishio. I think Shishio typically probably has an easier time. Are we seeing a mulligan? We're seeing a mulligan on Shishio. I think Shishio typically has an easier time busting out of the early fates than Ainz does busting out the early fates. So a lot of it is going to come down to what they draw. We are going to see an early cash shop for Ainz, which is very good. And turn 1 Kenshin again on Shishio. But we are going to see Kaoru going to Mount Hiei. It looks like. To cover up that top fate. Really important to get that top fate cover when Shishio's going second, because having the power at Mount Hiei can make a big difference. Double unexpected defeat is super unlucky for Pero. That is very, very unlucky for him. And very good for Oscape. And we are going to see a deadly invite. That's the wrong token. We are going to see a deadly invite into killing Kaori for Shishio here, thanks to having that 2 power. And we will see Oscape is not going to try and follow up with another fate at Reestize, even though the top fate is open, and instead got the staff turn 1. This is a very good start for Oscape. Very, very good start. Sorry, it's early. Start for Oscape. So, Pero is going to be playing a little bit behind here. And with no power, he doesn't really want to be going to Mount Hiei, but it looks like he will be just to get that fate pressure, which I kind of agree with because he really needs the fate pressure. And, it looks like he didn't have a very good double play anyway, so that's not too bad. We're going to see Jerk and even 8 fingers. You want to get that 4 strength or on Reestize to hold that down because Shishio really needs to get some pressure with how this is going. That early staff puts him on a back foot out the gate. Not getting hit with any 4 strengthers or Heiko Seijiro yet, though, so that's pretty good for Pero. Gives him a little bit of time. And then we're just going to see a single Death Knight play from Oscape. Pero is going to go take a Kyoto turn here. And we're going to see a Power of Heck. Oh, no, going to see Hot Springs. That makes more sense. I think it's just Sodro in here, so not really a good target. We are going to see Yumi just thrown down in Kyoto and then discarding a Power of Heck. Starting to get the Burning Ideal underway. And then we are going to see the Greater Teleport grab via Cash Shop. Oh, and it is actually just going to play the Greater Teleport straight to Baharuth. I feel like I've never really thought of doing that play when you're at Nazarick. I usually always just put it at Nazarick and then take my extra gain 2 to start building up power, but just dropping it down at Baharuth to use after your Fate next turn, honestly kind of good. For Post Dragon. So, Frost Dragons. If Frost Dragons gets played, then Lucky Guess will trigger. See Paroxy go on over to Shingetsu, and wouldn't you know it, they're the Frost Dragons. This really is not a good Slain Theocracy, but honestly, with the Lucky Guess canceling out the strength loss, I might play Slain here. I still don't hate Frost Dragons. If you're going to play Frost Dragons, I'd probably put him at Baharuth to take away that gain 1, to be honest. So he's going to lose 2, and then, or he's going to lose 3, but he only had 2, and then he's going to gain 2 with the Lucky Guess. And then I don't think Proxy's played a card yet. Really wants to see something like Usui. Oh, going to throw down a Composure. Something like Usui to get these Aoi Ninja out of here. Don't forget to do your Hot Springs, bro. Got to get back to 4 strength. We're going to see the Death Knight into Demiurge. So Demiurge is here now. Ouchie. Yeah, covering Kyoto with Aoshi is very annoying here. Could actually use Yumi to get this Aoshi kill even through his ability, and then moving Greater Teleport to gain 3. He gets to go Fade again next turn and then go to the Teleport being at the gain 3. We will see the Yumi kill here. Shishio loses 1 to Aoshi, but then Aoshi is 2 thanks to Yumi. So honestly, pretty good tactical use of her there. It's unfortunate he'd be 1 more strength up if he had remembered his Hot Springs, because like he didn't clash or anything there. So, but he gets his Gunpowder Glove out and kills Aoshi, so not bad at all. We are going to see another Fate here from moving the Pandora's Actor. Interesting. Not pulling out a plan with Demiurge is interesting. We're going to see Cocoitus thrown down here. The best places for Cocoitus are Riastais and Baharuth, typically. We're going to see Saito thrown out. Doesn't have a target to kill since Yumi was used, so that works out even better for that Yumi kill. Ooh, Riastais Knights are pretty nice here. Make that Nazarick turn worse. Force the... Gonna force a Grasp Heart, which I assume we'll probably see on Riastais. And Grasp Heart will trigger Composure because it puts the tokens down before killing. And going ahead and paying the Okubo tax a little early here. You're gonna see a Grasp Heart. Or I forgot to click down his power for Okubo. We are going to see a Grasp Heart that does trigger Composure words. So, probably going to see Kagazuchi or Gurren Kana. Oh, actually going to take Power of Heck. You know, yeah, you got Yumi and Sodro though there in targets. That's not bad. I was thinking Gurren Kana or Kagazuchi, probably Kagazuchi in this instance, to be able to open up the top Fate. But you don't have Mugenjin out yet, so you don't really want to be going and throwing around those extra clashes. But also does want to get this double play back. Then we will see Oscape do the teleport into the discard, so now has it set up to be able to move it into Baharuth. Yeah, a Fate here would have been nice, because something like Red Drop or Platinum Dragon Lord on Baharuth right now, and we did see Coincidental Encounter come out from Demiurge, I missed that. Covering Baharuth here would be very strong, which is why I think probably should have taken Gurren Kaina or the other one, Kagazuchi here. But we are going to see the Power of Heck to get back out Yumi and Sodro. Are we just going to see Sodro kill Saito here? Oh, we're actually going to go ahead and get political. He's doing it. He's doing the canon order. Political Ideal, next is Burning, and then Destructive, and then Warrior. Paying 1 for Royal Procession. Just needs 1 ally here, and that's 2 Renown. Do we have an ally in hand? We do indeed have Sebas. So that'll get Royal Possession. Thought he had Aura out for the power gain. Did not. Heiko and Sano together. Good to see the last 4-strengther with the 5-strengther for Pero. And we are going to see Sano being put on to Mount Hiei instead of Heiko. Interesting. Honestly, I kind of would have liked Heiko played to, we're going to see, oh, he's doing the Fate Shuffle here. So yeah, you really need to get like Platinum Dragon Lord or Red Drop on this Baharuth Empire ASAP. There you go, Red Drop is perfect. Kill Cocoidus. He could still use Sebas plus a Death Knight to kill, but that takes up a lot of... He's actually going to kill... I don't like that. You haven't seen the other grass part, so now Red Drop, because of Cocoidus, just dies to a grass part. I would have rather killed Cocoidus and forced him to give up a Death Knight and Sebas, which is a good amount of material to kill Red Drop there, personally. I don't hate this play, but I don't love it. Is it gonna be the grass part immediately? Oh, he's gonna pay for Demiurge, and he gets Lord of Nazarick. It's 4, 8, 11, 12. He needs 8 more strength for Lord of Nazarick. Yeah, see, and now he gets to grass part out Red Drop, which makes Lord of Nazarick a lot easier to get. I think that killing Cocoidus would have been a better play there. We're gonna see Misao and a Warrior Spirit. Warrior Spirit could just throw out Aoshi or Heiko here. Yeah, Ain's got his hands on... He got his hands on Staff and Teleport really early, and he hasn't had Baharuth contested, so he can do some greater teleport nonsense. So we can see here, now that Shishio is pretty effectively covered, Oscape is going to give up on bouncing back to his bottom fate to instead focus on pushing objective progress while Shishio is a little pinned down. What turn are we going to see here? I could honestly see going to Tokyo and trying to kill Sano or Saito with Sojiro here, depending on what other card you get to play out in the process. In a game like this where Ainz can really start to get some fate pressure going, you probably want to be going to Tokyo a little more often. We are going to see Sojiro move into Saito, wants to try and open up that top fate. Oh, he's debating killing Heiko Seidro instead, because then he can use Yumi on Saito. That's fair. And then we're just going to see Hoji thrown down. 3 more allies to go on that. We are going to see the pay 2 for Demiurge, Demonstration. Demonstration is not a plan you like to see early. You really want to see Demonstration when you're at like 7 or 8 renown and you can use it to just get the last little bit you need. We're going to see Demiurge moved. I don't think we've seen political... We've seen Royal Possession go already. We're going to see Birth of an Empire in 10,000 Year here, so 10,000 Year is the call for sure. Really, really want to see a PDL, Platinum Dragon Lord, on this next fate. Oxogzon or Yahiko? Yahiko to Kyoto to move them around isn't bad, but also just killing one of the allies is also good. Oh, it's the right and the left hand left. How cute. So, Pero really needs to see PDL here. Okay, what our Lord meant to say is also really good. That you have to play what our Lord meant to say here. You have to. Because you can't let him get 10,000 Year. No, you gotta play. No. Now he gets 3 renown just for playing strategy meeting. We are going to see Kamatari plus Hot Springs getting Shishio back up in strength really quick. I really wish that he had played what our Lord meant to say there. Because he's playing from behind, he needs to stop objective progress, and Demiurge, that is... Oh, we're going to see a Renown for Shalt here play. Interesting. Demiurge being taken away does help slow down progress, but when you can't open this top fate and it's just one strategy meeting, and he has Cash Shop, he can force it if he really wants to. He doesn't have to here because it's impossible for Shishio to like double clash open this fate. We're going to see the teleport setting it back up for a Baharuth, like a fate, and then like a gain 3. But I don't think we've seen all the strategy meetings go by, so... And also, he could just pay for... No, he can't because Demiurge is taken, but he just needs a strategy meeting, and he has Cash Shop items, so... Very unlikely that he's not going to get 10,000 Year next turn. and get back up. I'm a little surprised he paid for Shaltir there. I would be very stingy with my renown right now, because Shishio is starting to get more allies out and get more stuff done. We're actually gonna see a whatchamacallit, a Hamura Dama targeting Kamatari to get Aoi Ninja out of here and then just gain 3 and end. We should have some power of Hex coming up, and Shishio has a lot of power to make use of. So, strategy meeting? Yeah, there's the strategy meeting. So this is going to be 3 renown for sure. I know we saw a Momon pass earlier. I don't know if we saw both of them leave. He's not going to get Golden Princess anytime soon, but if both Momons are on, he's not going to get False Hero anytime soon either. And Aura is out, so he does get extra power from this now. How close is he to 5, 8? I should look at this fate. And on this fate, oh, that was a Warrior Spirit. Should have checked for that. Could have played out Aoshi. We are going to see Yahiko to move both of them over to Shingetsu. Just get them out of position for burning, ideal. And then we'll see a teleport. This is 5, 7, 9, 10, 13, 16, 18. He just needs 1 ally play, because I think Pandora's Actor is the only 1 strength. And he's counting it right now. Any ally will do it. Yeah, Mari will definitely do it. So it's going to be another 2 renown. And he's set up. I don't think we've seen political intrigue yet. So he's set up to get another, basically 1 free renown. We are going to see the Gurren Kaina on Sano. It's very unfortunate that Pero hasn't drawn into Cho or Mugenjin yet, it looks like, because that has really cost him probably about 2 to 3 power at least, if he had just drawn them a little earlier. Distractions doesn't really have a good target here. I'd probably, just throw down Blue Roses. They are easily killed by Grass Part, but I think we've seen both Grass Parts already, so gotta reshuffle to get it. Since Cash Stop can only do from deck, not from discard. And then a little bit of discarding and drawing. But taking away that move action here is very good. We are going to see a Momon kill, though. Get another plan out. There's Aoshi. He's back. Shishio's at 0 strength right now, so doesn't really care about Aoshi all that much. We will see the clash on Blue Roses into keeping up appearances. He does have Mare out, so it just takes a... and Cash Shop if this is an effect. And we're going to see the multi on Platinum Dragon Lord. Showing up a little late, Platinum Dragon Lord, but locking down Baharuth is very important here right now, and getting all those plans out while Demiurge is mind-controlled. This is definitely... We're going to see Anji played here. This is definitely what... Honestly, I might play Anji to mount Hiei and kill Aoshi, to be honest. Just to open back up that top fate, because you're not getting fated here. You have the power to do a play card and like a move and some discarding over here. I would probably take the opportunity to just have Anji kill Aoshi and open that up. Because I think you probably do want to keep some fate pressure here. Getting red drop back to hit Shaltir or Cocoitus or Aura even would be very nice. We are going to see the Vanquish with Shaltir to get back Demiurge. Really wants Demiurge back right now because we know at least Political Intrigue, and I think World Items is in here too. Those are both basically free plans. And when you're only 4 renown away, you really want to... Sorry, tickle my throat. You really want to push every little renown you can get more than usual. And we will see a Time Magic thrown out to Baharuth, actually. Very interesting. See, it would be... This is why I think he should have just gone for the Anji kill on Aoshi. It would let him get a little more fate pressure here. He could potentially reshuffle. If he reshuffled into Slain Theocracy here before Demiurge can play out even a single plan, that would be really strong. Or just reshuffled into Mind Control. 2 cards that could do it. We're going to see the Tokyo turn, moving Yumi back into position, and then throwing out Cho, finally going to get Mugenjin. Or could take Purgatory here, to be honest. It is going to be Mugenjin. Yeah, I would have really liked to have seen another Fate here. And it will be an instant World Items clear. So, pull it. Yeah, it would have been really good to potentially slow that down by hitting Demiurge again. We are going to see the Pandora activate to get Sebas. He wants to... Oh, he's just going to go for it. I think that all of his... I think Lord of Nazarick and the other one have already left. So, doesn't really care about keeping a lot of stuff out. Thanks to Cocoitus, it's just a Death Knight and Sebas to get that kill. That'll let him gain 1 and move Greater Teleport back in. We're going to see Aoi Ninja and Kaoru. Yeah, this is looking pretty much like Ainz' game. Ainz with that really early staff and pretty early teleport really let him get a lot of fate pressure, and he hasn't even had his top fate back for a lot of this game. I do think, yeah, and you would have gotten the mind control off the top and stopped the whatchamacallit, yeah. I do really think that Pero needed to play a little more aggressively here and there on some of these fates. Especially when he passed on the what our Lord meant to say. Because then Oscape probably wouldn't have gotten that, I don't think he would have been able to get that, whatchamacallit fast enough. We are going to see to get the 10,000 year. We are going to see the grass part to get Cocoitus back, get back the gain 1 in the move. I mean, honestly, you probably just Oxoke Zong Anji here. I don't think there's anyone in the discard worth pulling, because Sano and Heiko are still in the Fate deck. Yeah, and then Anji just gets killed. Really feel like Anji and Aoshi, that one turn would have been a better play. Then we're going to see the Greater Teleport move. I'm surprised he's bothering to do the shuffle here. This Fate is locked down. I would go gain 3 so you can spam out Demiurge to get stuff like Political Intrigue faster. He is going to throw down Lucky Guess. Coincidental Encounter is already passed, so... yeah, Power of Heck, very likely to be played in the near future. In fact, it might be played right now. It's going to be played right now. So that gets him 2 power back, which he already had enough power for a Demiurge play, but that's obviously very nice to have the extra. We're going to see Kamatari thrown down, and then probably Anji. This is also a late deck. Late deck Awambo and late deck Mugenjin are very unfortunate for Paroxy. That's really slowed him down. So he loses 1 to Power of Heck, but then he gets it right back from Kamatari. And now he's just 1 away from burning Ideal. So if he has an ally to play, then he can play the ally and immediately go into doing Vanquishes with Anji. Kind of surprised we're not going to Shingetsu for this turn. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, no, I think they got confused by the scheme triggering. Oh, we did still have Sorcerer King in the deck, even though he gave up some allies earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's still only 2 away. He could have it here at the double play. He's going to get an extra draw with Mare because Subjugation just isn't happening anytime soon. And then we're going to see Pandora into Albedo, which will get Sorcerer King and put us into the end game here. Yeah, it's 5, 10, 13 exact. So that is Showdown, so this game is not long for this world. And Andy has Cash Shop items, so I mean, he has game on board easily. We're going to see Saizuchi, so we will see the Burning Ideal handled here, and then just get the kill on Yahiko to get Kamatari back in the discard. You like to use Kamatari a lot in Vanquishes, because replaying Kamatari gives a bunch of strength back. We are going to see red drop here, but there is a time magic. You probably... I don't think there's anywhere you can put it that you don't lose, to be honest. You probably kill Pandora's Actor and put him at the far left just so that he's out of way. I wouldn't do that, because now it's just a Vanquish action, and you activate the whatchamacallit, the super tier magic. So this is probably game. This is most likely game here. Just go to Erantel, do a Vanquish, and then play, yep, super tier. I think red drop had to go to the far left to maybe get 1 more turn, but it was unlikely either way. So it's going to be a win for Oscape. Yeah, Shishio, especially going second, I don't think likes this matchup very much because Ainz can really, especially with teleport, can really push out some fate pressure. I think that Paroxy probably made a mistake here or there on the fate end that could have slowed down. I don't know that it would have, I don't think it would have won him the game because he still had Kenshin to go there, which would have taken a while. But he was a Shishio. He was doing some pretty good Shishio gameplay. He did end up getting to Burning Ideal, and he was doing good at clearing his territory, but then Ainz just got to Fate so much that he stocked it back up pretty quick. He also never got I don't think he ever really got a good with Fate either. We're going to see the Ainz ban here. Pero doesn't want to see that again, but good game from both players. Oscape with it, when Ainz gets early staff and teleport, especially when Ainz gets to go first, you're fighting an uphill battle, and not a lot of villains like that uphill battle, and Shishio definitely isn't one of them that likes that uphill battle. We're going to see Ainz and Sebastian banned here, and then we'll see Cell from Oscape, so counterpicking Cell here. When you're counterpicking Cell, you really want someone who likes to fate early and can uncover his top fate early, especially because if you're counter picking, you get to go first. Because what you want to do is you want to put someone at you want to get Trunks, Vegeta, or Goku to Arena ASAP, and then you want to be able to put out enough fate pressure to, once the androids come out, to hit them with time chambers, to play Krillin and Android 16 at the right time. Stuff like that. I did not get a glass of water before we started this because I woke up and basically went to my computer to record this, and I'm starting to feel a bit of dryness in my throat. I hope that's not going to come back to haunt me. And the counter will be Orochimaru, a Battle Begins classic. So, on paper, which one of them goes first here actually makes a lot of difference in this matchup. Because the one, whoa, couple of too many things. Which one of them goes first decides which one of them gets to take that fate initiative. The first fate is also going to be very important because if you whiff on the first fate and don't get to cover the top fate to try and get fate momentum, it will really hurt you. But with Orochi going first, I favor him a little bit in this matchup. Even not going first, Orochi, if he can get some good hand signs early to be able to clear out his early heroes, whereas Cell doesn't get into semi-perfect early, can lead to Orochi really outdoing him in the Fate War here. Early 4 Violet is very good for Orochi. The two things Orochi wants to see early the most are Kimimaro and 4 Violet Barrier. Okay, did get Trunks, so not a whiff on the first Fate, so I would say this is officially in Orochimaru's favor. It's not like unwinnable for Cell or anything. Very few games are. But early regen into Carnival is very nice for Oscape. He's been getting some really strong early draws. I didn't see if he mulliganed that or not. We are going to see an early Tsunade, which is annoying. I would probably be putting Tsunade on Tanzaku or Otagakure here, to be honest. Because leaving this Gain 2 and Gain 3 open, if it was Jiraiya, I'd like this play more. But when it's Tsunade, I don't love leaving this Power Gain open because it's going to be pretty easy for her to. It's going to be a Cell Games. And it will get Android 16, which is a good pull. And then, honestly, yeah, I do like just plopping him at Arena. There's an argument to put him at Ginger Town as well because that forces bad Tien turns. But this is going to be worse for him overall, especially because he can't multi-form because Trunks is here. So to get rid of Android 16, it's got to either be a Special Beam or he could set up 2 Cell Juniors, but it's probably going to be Special Beam or a Strength Loss. And we will see the 4 Violet on Tsunade, so she is very killable. Oh, not going to do it, actually. Changing his mind on that. That's fair. But see, now this Fate is locked down even if Oscape had Special Beam in hand. That's another good reason to put 16 here is because Special Beam could have opened this. I wasn't even thinking about that. You can tell it's early for me. You always need to be thinking about Special Beam, especially against early game Cell. Because early game Cell, Special Beam is basically his go-to. Going to see a huge discard here, not playing Bug Drone. What disrespect. But getting a Cell Junior over there, so one more Cell Junior, and that'll kill 16. We are going to see the Tanzaku turn here, and there is Kimimaro. Kind of surprised he had. Maybe he just drew into Kimi, and I'm just surprised we didn't see the 4 Violet. Did see the paying 2 for sub and then getting a kunai out, so Tsunade costs an extra power there, but now this is Kimimaro set to get the kill here. So Oscape really wants to see probably just someone to cover Odo, or Gaara would be great. Shuriken, Decomposing, and Dead Demon are all pretty good here, though, because it saves Tsunade for at least a turn. We are going to see Sarutobi. I'd probably put Sarutobi down at Odo here. I'd slap him down at Odo and take away that gain to activate. Don't play Naruto. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad fate, terrible fate, horrible fate. Very, very big misplay by Oscape. Because now you just get the Odo kill on Tsunade and then you clash Naruto. So you take away the gain 2 activate, sure, but he doesn't need the activate this turn. You're just taking away 2 power in exchange for him clearing his territory. I would have definitely played Sarutobi. He'd at least stick around for a little bit wherever you ended up putting him. We're going to see best buddies here together. Senzu has passed early, so this means Vegeta is out of the shuffle for a while. But Goku holding down that double play, and he'll be holding it down for a good while, is very good for Pero. And because he's going to get to do you don't even have to use Poison Kunai, you just clash Naruto here. Losing a Forbidden is unfortunate, but losing Shed Skin is actually pretty good. You don't really need Shed Skin right now. And I would just leave him at Forest of Death, then you get to clash Naruto out of here. And then Naruto doesn't have a hero to run away to, so doesn't get to Shadow Clone his way out. And that's a clear board for Orochi and a very covered board for Cell with an unopenable arena. Which means there's no fate happening this turn, which means Pero will get a free turn of open territory too. He could go to Forest of Death and keep up more fate pressure, which wouldn't be bad because we haven't seen a time chamber yet, and hitting 16 and Goku with time chambers, or even Trunks with a time chamber, would be really strong right now. Or if he has a good hand that 3 power can make use of, he can go boost out a lot of allies, or even get out like Sealed Coffin or whatever, basically set himself up to deal with when Cell gets some fate pressure back. We're going to see an Explosive Coercion for 2. There's a Cell Jr. and Multiform, both pretty good gets. Appeal to Pride can go off pretty easily in this matchup, but with Naruto gone right now, I don't think we're going to see one super soon. And then that will be Oscape's turn. And we are going to see Forest of Death still looking to get more fate pressure. Rashomon and Curse Seal didn't really have a good big combo turn for Tanzaku. This is Krillin to the far left, yeah. It's going to force, most likely going to force Oscape to have to run over there at some point. He could multiform Krillin to set up the free Cell Jr. kill later. I don't hate that. We're going to see Jiraiya with Dead Demon, and yeah, just I would be trying to lock down Otagakuri and Tanzaku right now. Because with Kimi out right there and 4 Violet, you can't put him at the top fate. He'd just get killed. We haven't seen any... I don't think we've seen even discarded any of the other allies. So Jiraiya can definitely stall Pero for a turn or 2 here. We are going to see a Cell Jr. setup, but not doing the multiform. Ooh, we could see a really good Perfect Barrier turn, I just realized. Perfect Barrier would be incredible here. We are going to see the Whitesnake discard and then just hard paying for Kabuto for 4. Presumably to set up the kill, to just give up Kabuto into killing Jiraiya. Because keeping what Orochimaru, more so than making progress, really, since there still isn't an android out, and we're about to see that big Perfect Barrier cleanup turn, I think. Oh, no Perfect Barrier? That's very unfortunate. Perfect Barrier would have been really strong here. Perfect Barrier would have been really, really strong. That is going to trigger sub, yeah. I wonder if we're actually going to see... No, there's not really a good swap here. You just don't do anything. You can't really get Jiraiya into position for Kimimaro, so you don't want to trigger a swap here. So are you going to see an Absorb into killing 16 then, I assume? You can't multiform him because Trunks is there. I'd be a little surprised if he went over here without a plan to kill 16. Paying 2 would probably mean multiform, though. Paying 3. Oh, he's going to special beam Trunks instead and just get Trunks. So he was debating who to special beam there. Not as good as a Perfect Barrier or even an Absorb turn would have been, I think, but getting Trunks out is nice. Because now you can start multiforming both of these guys, and there are no Senzus coming up. I think both time chambers are still in here. It's 2 time chambers, Crippling Blow, and then Tien, I think. I think this is the first Crippling Blow we've seen, but I'm not certain. I could be forgetting a fate. Because we saw Vegeta... Oh no, Gohan, I think, is in here. It might be Gohan, actually, instead of the other Crippling. Or maybe... Did we see a time chamber early? Maybe we saw a time chamber early. We're just going to put Piccolo down here to hold that. This is definitely a multiform angle. Yeah. So this is where... This is where Pero has to be careful and really has to push his advantage. We are going to see Gaara here, so Gaara can cover the top fate. You want to move Kimi to Odo in this situation. I don't like moving him to Konoha because then you can just do the Konoha move. Or you can even just do Tanzaku move and then go to Odo next turn to kill him. I much prefer putting Kimi 2 spaces away from Gaara, especially in this board state. But Pero, we're seeing Oscape is getting some control back, so Pero really needs to push some objective here. Ooh, we might be able to get the Jirobo Gaara clash kill. Yep, indeed we are. Power back with Forbidden, also got out a Reincar and then gets to clash Gaara, so that cleans all that up. Kimi is very unfortunately out of position, though. Needs to fix that. There's still not even an android on board, so this isn't too bad for Pero, especially because Cell is so low on power. We haven't seen any disappearances, though, so Cell can fix that pretty quickly with a fader, or not a fader two, a play or two. We are going to see the explosive discard and then moving multiform into weakening Piccolo. So everyone's getting really weakened down here, and Trunks is not coming back anytime soon. Do we not have a play a card there? Did I miss any play cards? This is a very good time to hit Tien. I would put Tien on Arena here. Goku's out to stop any self-destruct shenanigans. I don't think that's going to be happening. You want to put... I don't like putting Tien at the far left because he can just leave Tien there. It does take away the gain 2 move, though, which is nice, so I don't hate it. But the more I've played against Cell, the more I've realized that I'd never like having Tien at Ginger Town, because odds are is that Tien will now be sitting there for the rest of the game, and you really want to be able to pull Tien later. We are going to see Sakon and Ukon thrown out with Tayuya as well, and we do have this Reincarn to pull back Kabuto, because we're probably just going to see Manda drawn into pretty soon, so that's very good. Having to instant transmit to kill Tien here hurts, for sure. And then we had a little bit of a discard, so that'll be the clash on Tien and get him out. So he did end up just killing Tien, so that worked out for Pero in the long run, because Tien is back in the shuffle. There is always the threat of Cell getting into Showdown and Tiening himself at Carnival, which is a reason to not want Tien in the shuffle, but I do think it's typically better. We're going to see Shed Skin into Sealed Coffin here. I probably wouldn't have even bothered playing that Shed Skin, to be honest. We're going to see Disappearances to gain 4, and then we're going to see the Cell Jr. plus Clash on Piccolo and Android 16. That is going to give Reincarn, but what are you going to do? You got to clear up this territory. We still haven't seen a single Android come out. Oscape is being punished for getting Staff of Ainz and Greater Teleport in the first, 3 turns in that Ainz game. Now he's being denied all of his androids. And he did take Manda out of the... we're having the discard pile glitch thing that happens in TTS sometimes. Sometimes when you click out of the search thing, the deck still thinks it's being searched, and then you have to search it again to fix it so you can actually stack stuff again. Yeah, and then we'll just see the Piccolo clash. Good turn from Oscape there. I'm surprised that he put Manda in hand knowing that Manda was coming up. Maybe he had a really good hand to play Manda this turn, but I probably would have just... Because you already have enough strength here. This is 11, so you want to go to Odo here to activate out Sasuke, but I would have pulled back Kabuto, because you're in a good position, depending on this next fate at least, to go to Tanzaku and boost out Kabuto and potentially Manda the following turn. We're going to see a fate. It's going to be... It was Crippling in Gohan, were the last ones here. Actually going to Crippling blow Goku to the top fate. I don't know about that. I think I probably still would have just thrown Gohan on Arena, even though it's easy for Gohan to clear it. And then hope to get some follow-up fates to really cover it with Vegeta or Piccolo or Trunks potentially even. So I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. I think my main issue with it is that Goku is already -1. So are we going to see an Android here? An Android, yeah, Android here is really good, and it is 17. So Oscape can really make back some progress here now. And this is the best time for him to do it, is right when Sasuke's out. You play Lee here. There's no point in playing Recovery Mission. There's no point in moving Sasuke. He just gets activated right back, either this turn from Konoha or the following turn. Probably just have Lee lock down Forest of Death, because you really want a lack of fate pressure here, because what Oscape really needs right now is to snipe 17 before anything like 16 or Krillin or a Time Chamber even comes out. We are going to see Tanzaku here. We could see a Forbidden Experiment play with Sakon and Ukon into Jirobo, swapping around with Kimi to get into a Lee kill, potentially. That definitely wouldn't be bad. Oh, did a card go flying? Sakon and Ukon went flying there for some reason. TTS. BTTS. I think that Pero and Oscape are both over in Europe somewhere as well, so they've got a bit of a high ping here, so things might be a little spotty for them. We're going to see the Curse Seal being thrown on Sasuke. Well, no, we've seen a recovery. We might have seen both. We have seen both recoveries go, and we've seen Gara go. So I actually don't dislike this at all, because even though Cell is potentially getting back Fate pressure here soon, while Arena is still covered, you need to boost down Sasuke as quick as you can. This is the weakest part of Orochi's game, is when Sasuke is on board, because then moving Sasuke to like Odo or Forest of Death and all can really damage him. And we're going to see a body mod, which I think is really good here as well for Pero. Pero is going to need to play these next couple of turns really well. His next turn is probably just going to be Odo, put a -1 on Sasuke, and move on. I could see him doing the kill with Kido and Kimi on Lee, and I wouldn't dislike that at all. Especially because he could set up the Kimi Maro discards with body mods right here to make sure that he doesn't care what 2 cards he's losing to Kimi. He could also be setting up a turn where he can go to Forest of Death, play out 3 cards to weaken Sasuke again, and weaken Lee by 1 and punch him. We're going to see those discarded. But, and then we're going to see Manda thrown out to protect Odo. Definitely Manda at Odo, I think, is pretty good here. The problem is if Sasuke gets moved, but there's no hero movement in this Fate deck right now. We're going to see an Absorb on Goku, and then just a turn in there. I honestly probably would have gone to Tropical here, or even Ginger Town, and moved Multiform and kept that Absorb to keep the like guaranteed chance of killing 17. Oh, Senzu and Crippling off the top. Well, Crippling on 17 is decent at least. You definitely got to do that, but that is not the Fate you want to see. It does delay, outside of a really weird Kamehameha, like it would have to be Kamehameha Perfect Barrier, I think is the only way you could do it. Because he doesn't have enough power to do like instant transmit or anything. But it keeps him out of semi-perfect for 1 more turn, and again, excluding a Kamehameha, it requires clashing the Android at Arena, which is an awful turn. We are going to see the Kimimaro Kitamaro kill, which I think is very good. Losing Killing Intent is a little unfortunate, but Subjutsu, who cares? Now, I could see, again, I do think that Pero needs to push progress here before the Fate deck gets reshuffled and all of those hero movers come back out. But I could see trying to go to Forest of Death just to try and get a Time Chamber or an Android 16, because keeping Imperfect out for a little bit longer, keeping him out of Semi-Perfect is probably worthwhile. I'm actually a little surprised Sakura isn't going to Forest of Death, to be honest. This actually sets up a really easy Odo clash on Sakura later as well, which I don't like. But, assuming he didn't move Multiform, so assuming he has an Absorber Perfect Barrier, I don't think we've seen a single Perfect Barrier. We might have seen 1. So he should have the kill on 17. I would definitely be covering that top Fate, because with Sakura sitting there, and with the easy Sakon and Ukon Jirobo swap later, I would... Ooh, no, I don't like this. I would go to Forest of Death and see if I could keep him out of Semi-Perfect for 1 more turn, to be honest. Because you still have 1 more Fate of cushion. The next Fate, no matter what, and Jiraiya Tsunade and Sarutobi are already gone. What's in here? It's Dead Demon and Decomposing? Or no, I think we saw Dead Demon earlier. It's like Decomposing, Shuriken, and... Is it another hero? What other hero is it? We've seen all of Team 7. We've seen the Sanin and Sarutobi. We've seen Gaara and Lee. I think that's all the heroes. We're actually going to see him throw down a sword. Okay. He's using Forbidden to gain a power. Oh, he's getting a Rashomon turn. These don't work in this order. If you give up 1 power on Forbidden, you should activate Forbidden for 1, and then you get a power back from 4 violeting is what I would do. Yeah, it was a 3 power. You can activate the 4 violet with Forbidden. That gives you a power back. Oh, he's actually going to do swap shenanigans. Oh, so he's going to clash Sakura like this. All right, I don't hate this turn. I still think I would have gone to Forest of Death to just get out Sword of Kusanagi, yada yada. He still could have done the big strength loss, and then he could have set up the activate kill later, because this Fate is not happening. That's what I would have done. I think it would have done roughly what he wants here. Sakura would still be in play, but then you have the easy Sakura kill next turn, and Sasuke would still be getting like -3. But this is still a really good turn regardless. And then he has the normal activate to get Sasuke down another one. Yes, this is still a very strong turn. He gets to go to Odo next turn. There's no way a Fate happens here. He gets to go to Odo next turn and bring Sasuke down to just 1 strength. And again, we don't have a hero mover coming up. So I think Pero just has this game on lock. That was still a really good turn. I don't think I would have taken that turn specifically. I think I would have done the Forest of Death, kill Sakura next turn, just to try to keep him out of semi-perfect. But, well, with no hero moves in here, this probably does win the game a little bit faster. I think that the Forest of Death Fate turn and then killing Sakura the following turn was the safer play overall, but this is still really good. Yeah, you just throw Trunks on there to turn off Supercomputer. He might immediately get punched, but if he's getting punched, then that's what the play card is doing, and like nothing else is happening. It's just a kill Trunks Fate turn, which isn't really bad for semi-perfect, or semi-perfect for Cell, but yeah, sure, you can. There was still another recovery mission. Oh, I thought we were out of those. I miscounted. I thought that we saw the first recovery mission earlier with like Tsunade or something, but I must be thinking of a different card. Must be thinking of a different card. All right, well, if you can play like Killing Intent and Whitesnake, then this is game. With the sword, so it's a little late for the recovery mission. We're gonna see Forbidden activate, and then is it Snake? If it's Snake, it's game. Doesn't have Snake. Throwing out a Cursed Seal. Kimi gets one. Sasuke's. Oh, it is Whitesnake, so it's just game. Yeah. Just played the Cursed Seal to style on him. And so that will be game for Orochimaru, despite there was still one recovery mission that I miscounted that. See, if I was actually playing the game, if I wasn't a spectator, I would have searched the discard pile and noticed that there was still a recovery mission, and that might have made me make some different decisions. But really good Orochimaru from Pero. He played that very, very well. Very good stuff. But like I said, in this matchup with these two, I think Orochi has a little bit of an edge overall because it's easier for him, whether he's going first or second, to uncover his top fate in the early game than it is for Cell to uncover it. But it really does come down to those first couple of fates, who gets momentum there. And Orochi got that early momentum. And so by the time Cell managed to crawl back out of Orochi having so much fate pressure, it was already kind of too late to be able to get through it. Oscape also got pretty unlucky with the androids being so low. It could have been a very different game if he had just pulled any android a little bit earlier to potentially get into semi-perfect sooner. Would have made it a lot easier to start opening up Arena and getting back that mid-game fate pressure to punish Sasuke being out. But we are going to get a game 3 between these two, so we will be seeing Sebastian banned once again. Is Oscape banned Sebastian every time? I don't know if Pero plays a lot of Sebastian or if Oscape just hates Sebastian. Everyone has a villain or two in the game that they hate playing against. We're going to see the Light ban from Pero. And he's playing Toguro. Okay, banning Light because Light plays really well into Toguro. Because Light can very easily, especially going first, he can get those early Shinigami Eyes and Paranoid Prep before Toguro has the power necessary to use 80%. And it is going to be Ainz. So Ainz, it's a bit interesting. Ainz can put a lot of early fate pressure. Oscape is going to need to play Ainz in a very objective rush way. Toguro can't exert a lot of fate pressure early. Toguro is pretty good at exerting fate pressure in the mid to late game, depending on the order of where he drew his 80%, because Toguro can basically, excluding Genkai positioning, Toguro can basically guarantee that he gets to fate 3 turns in a row. That's kind of Togoro's trade-off. He's really, really bad at fating in the early game, and he also has to have 80% to get his top fate at all. But in exchange for that, when he gets 80% and has the power for it in the mid-game, he gets to fate 3 turns in a row, and outside of Genkai, which there's only 2 ways to play Genkai, either through Spirit Wave or playing Genkai herself, then he just gets that guaranteed 3 fates in a row, but then presumably he's back to I don't get my top fate for a couple of turns. And a burst of fates is pretty bad for Ainz. We are going to Nazarick turn 1 here. And just doing game 3 discard, very interesting. Fating Toguro turn 1 normally doesn't do great because he has nothing on board to be hit by all the allied discarders. I think we had an issue with the clock here, but Oscape's turn was so fast I don't think it matters. We're going to see a very power-rich... Ooh, this is really... Ooh, spoiled for choice. I think you probably leave out Chu here? Well, I don't know. I would probably go ahead and play Elder Toguro to yourself, to be honest. Because putting Elder Toguro at Hotel Kubikakiri means he can be hit by, whatever it is I'm thinking of, Spirit Fly Swatter. But you're probably doing a bit of spreading out here anyway. I wouldn't spread out to 3 locations immediately. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, I see what his plan is here. He's going to try and get Karasu later. I don't dislike this, because what he wants to do is he wants to pay the 1 for Chu, and then Chu will buff up Momotaro, and he could potentially get 2 4-strength allies within 2 turns, depending on what fates come out. Some fates are going to come out that mess that up. But if fates come out to mess this up, then fates aren't messing up Elder Toguro, which is good. I still feel like I would have preferred getting Karasu out here, because Elder Toguro getting discarded, it like defends against that. You still have 1 really strong immediate Rose Whip. You still have 1 really strong thing. I could see playing Genkai to Final Arena here, to be honest, to keep that top fate locked for a little bit. So what Pero is really going to want to do here is buff up Chu and Momotaro really quick. We're going to see a lucky guess and some discards. And it is going to be the 80% for the power gain. He really wants to get these guys to 4 really fast, and then get an opportunity to go to Final Arena, do a Vanquish with them, and play 80% to punch Genkai. Ooh, bad first fate. What Our Lord being out is nice, as always, because no matter what, a plan has to be completed to get rid of that. We're going to see Toya played for 2, and then he's going to use Toya to take the gain 1 under, or no, not a gain 1 under, never mind. He's going to do it for the discard. And then he has his gain 1, my bad. Didn't pay for Chu that turn, but it looks like he had the power for it. You're going to see gain 3 over here, and then an inner monologue. Did not get the super early cash shop, staff, etc. So now he's inner monologuing, and he's putting like everything on the bottom because he just wants to draw into his 2 items. And now he knows what that bottom plan is. Did we draw into one of the items to play here? Because he still has another play card. We did draw into staff. You don't play that to a location. You attach that to yourself. Pero fixed it for him. Pero's going to go over to Wilderness. Didn't pay for Chu again. Does just get around it by doing the Elder Toguro move, though. I probably would have paid for Chu instead and then done... I assume he has a new Challengers in play. Well, actually, he's not playing it, so maybe not. Oh, no, he's playing Jin. Jin into new Challengers. Yeah, it's fair enough. You still got, I think, 2 1-strengthers in here you hope to pull. Wow, really bad pull. Got a really good one earlier. Got a pretty meh one this time, but throwing out Risho isn't bad. Gets 100% power out of your draw. It's always good to, obviously you want allies above all else, but 100% power is one of the best things that isn't. It's probably the best card to see that is not an ally with new Challengers, because then you get to discard it and be done with it. Also, Risho is a good pull here because he actually gets to put the +1 on Risho now instead of on Jin. Also, I think putting Overwhelming back in is good because Overwhelming is a very easy trigger in this matchup. That is probably the one flaw of picking Ainz here, is that Ainz will be triggering Overwhelming basically forever from the mid to late game. You gotta put a +1 on Momotaro. I don't think that's a May. That's not a May, so it has to be done, which is good for Pero, because if it was a May, then he would have just not gotten 1 strength on Momo there. Did get the teleport, gets to Top Fate, and then teleport presumably to Nazarick for a gain 3. Top Fate gain 3, it's OP, it's OP! Didn't get an ally discarder. This is only the 2nd Fate, though, so hasn't been putting on a lot of Fate pressure. Probably looking at some Rose Whip shenanigans here to, like, put Elder Toguro. Yeah, put Elder Toguro at the far left, and then probably throw Chu to... I'd probably just put him at the Wilderness, to be honest, at Hiei. I don't love putting him there because then he can pump up to kill Genkai easily. But Pero is really low on power right now anyway, so... Yeah, and then we do see the teleport to gain 3. We're going to be hitting some ally discarders here. A big part of how this game is going to go, actually, because we haven't seen a single ally discarder yet in these first 4 Fates. 3 in the discard, Genkai in play. Not 4 Fates, but these 4 Fate cards. It's only been 2 Fates. Terminology, etc. Ooh, this is a really bad fate deck order for Pero. He's gotten very unfortunate fate timing on Ainz twice now. Both distractions in the top 4 and hits a Slain Theocracy. That's unfortunate. Especially considering he got counterpicked. He can't really afford for the fates to be going this poorly for him. But it's not too bad. He's still got a hero to cover, so that's nice. Even if it is just grass part food. But a big part of this game is going to be this fate deck order on if we're using the discard with Toya, which gives one to Risho. If some of the allied discarders come out together in fates. If you get like two of the allied discarders together, or Dragon Flame with a discarder, or even Botan and Koenma with them. Botan onto Genkai would be a pretty big problem for Pero. Don't want to leave Genkai sitting out too long. And there she is. Yeah, Botan to Genkai, I think, is probably the play here. Risho can't kill her yet. And then everyone else is just very annoying as a result. Really want to see some rules set for Pero here. He really needs to pump up his power right now. Debating if he wants to put Botan on Genkai or not. I think that Botan on Genkai is usually the play. There are some instances where it isn't, but with the way these allies are laid out, I think forcing a Genkai kill and one that can't be done with 80% is what I would do. We are going to see first Arena, potentially? No, Hotel Kubikakiri. Kakuri? However you pronounce it. It's a weird word. We're going to see the Jin move here to use Jin to gain 2. It's also going to put Risho to 4. So Risho can get rid of Genkai now. Honestly, I wouldn't hate a rules set just to have Risho kill Botan right now, being honest with you. This is the difficult part of playing Toguro in competitive, is you have to manage all of these cards and tokens, etc. Oh, we're going to hard play Suzuki. Oh, I like putting it on Elder Toguro here, so you can use Elder Toguro's ability here. Get a +1 on Rinku? Yeah, +1 on Rinku. So now if Toya just gets 1 more strength, then Rinku can kill Hiei, assuming Genkai is gone. But Genkai is still here, so everyone is at +1 right now. We are going to see Oscape going to just take a Nazarick turn to move that teleport and really get some card plays out. Toguro is starting to reach critical mass here, so using the teleport to try and get some serious fate pressure makes a lot of sense. Pero is going to want to do some fates himself to counteract that. Oh, you know what we're going to see probably is Toya being used to kill Botan, get him to 3, and then rules set Rinku. Frost Dragons is really good here. Take away that move and take away a lot of power. Can still be grass parted to get the teleport out, but that forces that being like the whole turn. We are going to see Toya to get the Rinku kill here, or the Risho, sorry. And then put Toya up 1. And now Rinku can get that kill because he's at 5 thanks to Elder Toguro earlier. Oh, gonna play Ichigaki? Didn't have rules set maybe? That's unfortunate. A Rinku kill here would have been really, really, really good. We're gonna see Elder Toguro put 1 on Chu, and then Ichigaki is set up for a kill here. It looks like Kurama is gonna be the punching bag of this tournament, and we do see the grass part, which is good for Oscape here. Ooh, Eden Box is the best one to get right here. Because you get to put Rinku down to... Rinku is dead, basically. You probably kill Elder Toguro, even though it leaves Momotaro and Ichigaki there to get kills, but I think it is better to kill Elder Toguro here. Or Jin, but I'd probably kill Elder Toguro. Maybe I would kill Jin to take away Jin, giving you an extra Vanquish there, because he has 2 kills right there. You definitely put all of the minus tokens on Rinku, because Rinku will go down to, oh, no, it's still good because Ichigaki is there. I was about to say, if you kill Momotaro, Rinku is actually only at 2 strength. But Ichigaki and Toya are both 3 or higher, so Rinku will go down to he gets -4 here, not just -1. I hope D. Gessner catches that. Rinku should have 4 -1 tokens on him here. D. Gessner, that's a pretty big deal as a judge, brother. That's a pretty big deal as a judge. I'm going to be talking to D. Gessner about this after the tournament. I hope that doesn't make a big difference, because this is the 3rd game, and it's really important. We are going to see the rules set, so you put Ichigaki in here. You could actually get another kill with Toya here with the Jin activate, but I don't really think you want to lose. I don't think you really want to lose whatchamacallit. We're going to play out Karasu. Has he used his move action, actually? He can Elder Toguro onto Chu and then move Chu in to get the kill with Jin. I think that's probably worthwhile. And then you can still, I think you can still play whatchamacallit. Oh, he's going to try and boost back up Rinku. Rinku should be at -4. No! No. D. Gessner, please tell me that you realize. He doesn't. He doesn't realize. Oh, I hope it's not a super close game, because if it's a super close game, that could have made a difference. Wait, did he realize? Did he realize that Rinku was supposed to be at like -4? Please tell me you realized. Oh, Rinku doesn't have the +3 with Ichigaki gone, is what they're debating right now. But Rinku should be at like -4, though. He's taking it back to try and do the turn in the correct order. Rinku should be at -4. D. Gessner! D. Gessner! I'm not wrong, am I? I'm not, right? Because Toya and Ichigaki and even Momotaro were out and had Rinku at his strength threshold when that Eden box was played. We're going to see the Karasu play. And just going to put one on Chu and move Chu in, the kill I was talking about earlier. Man, I hope Rinku gets discarded for, like, Dragon of the Darkness Flame or something. He should be at -4 right now, and that's all he'd be good for, really. Because you're really not getting his strength back up to 4 when he's at -4. Did he already use his move action earlier in this game? I would have taken the Chu kill into Kuwabara there. I think he had it. Maybe he already used the move and I missed it. That was a really long turn because a lot was going on. It's hard to remember. We got Demiurge out now and then moving Demiurge after the play to have someone at the top fate. We're going to see a Fly Swatter. You kill Karasu here with Fly Swatter, I think. You could put Koenma on Hiei, but I don't love it. Yeah, I would just kill Karasu. And then we still have Dragon of the Darkness Flame Sword in here. I think we saw Spirit Wave pass earlier, if I'm not mistaken. And Botan and Koenma have both gone. So it's like, there's like Spirit Gun and Spirit Shotgun in here. But both Darkness Flames. So what Pero is really hoping for, oh, we're seeing a pause? Are they discussing a rule? Or is someone having some tech issues, maybe? Something's happening. Oh, wait, I'm getting a message. Let me see here. Oh, someone did have to step away for a moment. Okay, so, might want to talk about this board state at all very much? There's not too much going on. I'm really worried about this Rinku thing. I have a standing rule that I don't, like, some of you are probably thinking, like, well, you're taking a break right now. Can't you go tell them, like, Rinku's still in play and all? I have a standing rule that I don't judge while commentating. Because then I'll feel like it's my responsibility going forward. So ever since like the first tournament arc, that's why we have judges that aren't me. I have a standing rule that I do not judge while I do not like message the players or the judge even to be like, you missed this ruling. Also, I could have been wrong. I might have misseen something potentially. I didn't get to stop the game right when it happened to be like, wait a minute, was that legal? It's a lot easier to catch ruling things if you get to tell everyone to stop and look at it instead of look back like 2 or 3 turns. So that's why I'm not going to do that. That's just standing rule I have. It makes it a lot easier to focus on commentary, and it means that I'm not backseat judging the judge or anything and causing and messing up the flow of the game, because for me to judge something, I have to open Discord, I have to type out a message like, wait, you need to stop and all that, and then I have to communicate to them through text and etc. So maybe I was wrong, maybe I missaw it, maybe Rinku shouldn't be at -4 right now, but hopefully if that was a miss, it's a very minor one and doesn't matter. Maybe he won't even use Rinku for a kill in this game. Time will tell. But I don't really have anything else to say at the moment without the game going, so I'm going to open up my handy-dandy notebook, and I will see all of you in just a moment for you, but maybe a couple of minutes for me. Oh, we're back. I was looking at my phone for a second. So we're going to see a move to Hotel Kubikakiri and then just paying for Chu. I think Chu needed one more strength there. Paying for Chu and then getting the kill on Yusuke via Toya taking the Vanquish, and that puts Toya in range to kill Kuwabara as well, which is really nice. And then we're going to see... no, you got to put the Mind Control on him. Then we're going to see Mind Control on Demiurge. Mind Control... Slain would have been better, obviously, but we had them with earlier. But Slain... or not Slain. Mind Control on Demiurge is very good here for Pero. Have we seen a card play? Could we see a rule set? Thinking about playing out Gamma. Rinku is back to 1 strength, even though I think he should have 3-1 tokens on him right now. I really hope I was wrong about that. Maybe I'm just wrong. Bui is a good pull here to put at Yusuke right now. And Urashima is just a free play. Overwhelming Power you probably want to keep in. I don't know if we've seen the other Overwhelming Power go by or not. He is going to discard it, but Overwhelming would be a good play to get back Karasu easily. But we are about to reshuffle as well, and I think there might be one more new challenger. So I don't hate getting rid of it either. That's 2 in. Toya is ready to go into the pile. Bui can very easily go in the pile. Urashima is a really easy move into Suzuki here, and we're not seeing a Fate. He was just at his bottom Fate, so I don't think he could. We're going to see Pleiades and Mare just getting the double play out real quick. Start building up allies. When I play Ainz, I like to try and build up 1 location with 5 for Royal Procession, because Royal Procession is really good. So it looks like if Oscape plays that way as well, we might be looking at that happening at Nazarick. Then throwing down Pandora's Actor, trying to set up political intrigue at the same time. Wants to try and get some back-to-back Fate pressure here to get into this reshuffle for more, to get the allied discarders back with Teleport here. We are going to see Pero just go over to first arena. I wouldn't worry too much about getting Fate spammed if I were Pero. Yeah, these are... None of the strength gains are maze, so that if you forget one, you're legally allowed to redo them, because they should be. And we're going to see the Suzuki move to get Rinku +1, and then Urashima is going to get +2 because of his ability. Oh no, I'm actually going to put 1 on Gamma and just get Urashima 1 from his ability instead of an extra 1 from Suzuki. I don't hate that. Well, Rinku can be used for a kill here, and I think that's about to happen. It's fine as long as the game isn't close. If Ainz loses by like 1 renown, then it's gonna feel pretty bad. Do we have a rules set to put in Toya or Jin here? I would go ahead and get Toya or Jin. Wait, why did Urashima? You moved in Suzuki. We didn't... How are we getting the Gamma move here for Urashima? Was this like a rules set move and then like a normal move or something? Is that what happened? I'm a little lost there, but I assume that it was all legal and D. Gessner caught it. I think they just did they might have redone the turn a little bit without actually going through all of the plays necessary to redo the turn. They just talked about it out loud to each other, but I'm sure there was some way to do the movement there for that to be legal. We are going to see Darkness Flame Sword is a really good get here. Probably kill Bui, yeah. Because Toya already has too much to do anything fancy here. And is going to use the kill on Urashima, which makes sense. So we still have a Toya kill ready to go here, which would be 4 in the pile, but Bui is in a horrible position. He needs to be moved via rule set or something else. Or you could just leave him there and slowly move these guys out or use these guys in kills. We're going to see another 80%, and this one's going to be rules set. He doesn't want to try and get... coincidental, because there's no telling where it is in this deck. He just wants power gain to start pushing out stuff with Demiurge. Now would be a good opportunity to get some Fate pressure here. Covering this with a 4 or 5 strengther would be fantastic. Yeah, Jerk Neve to Baharuth, I think, is the play. Stop the Fate shuffle going on here. And then, do we have a rules set to get Toya in? Getting to 4 here would be really good. We are going to see the rules set. Could also move Bui, and he is going to move Bui. I don't dislike that. Leaving Toya here at 4 strength, if you're not, like, really pressed to get the kill right now, which with this many allies out, and with still needing 5 more, he's not really pressed for it. If he was at, like, 6 in the pile, then I'd be like, you have to take the kill immediately, because then you can set up, you just need 1 more kill, or, like, reigning champ or something. But leaving Toya here kind of threatens, like, if Toya does get discarded, then that means you get Toya back in the shuffle and can use Toya. And it looks like we're going to see Pandora into Cocoitus here, probably for the Grasp. Yeah. So Oscape is putting in a lot of effort to get to keep doing his bottom fate shuffle here. We are going to see Dragon of the Darkness Flame, so that will discard 2. Probably going to be Gamma and Suzuki. I could see discarding Jin, because Jin is not in a good position right now, and you're at the reshuffle. Yeah, honestly. And Gamma's at 1 strength once Dragon is gone, so I would probably ditch Jin and Suzuki here. And we're going to see time the move with the thing, and then playing Time Magic to guard Baharuth to keep this Fate spam going. I hate the teleport shuffle thing here that Ainz can do. It's very stupid. But if there's a villain to take it, to take the heavy fate pressure, it's probably Toguro. Toguro and then, like, other character I'm thinking of, Diaboromon. What's going on here? I hate doing that, too. I hate that alt grab that they're doing. Nah, I would have killed Jin here. I would have killed Jin here because I think Gamma was at 1, so I probably would have killed Jin and kept Suzuki. Or not Suzuki. I would have killed Jin and Suzuki, kept Gamma. Bui is 1 strength away from being able to get this kill. Are we going to see an 80%? Yeah, you could, like, get the Toya kill, or you could actually just use Elder Toguro. If you're not doing the move, well, now you move Jin. You use the move on Jin. If you're not doing Bui into Kuwabara to keep a strength on Elder Toguro, then you should be moving Jin to either Kubikakiri or First Arena, one or the other. Well, I would probably just get rid of the Time Magic with PDL here because you're coming up to a reshuffle and get rid of Lord of Nazarick. Because Platinum Dragon into Time Magic will still get rid of Lord of Nazarick. Time Magic is an after the heroes or wins. So I would kill Lord of Nazarick here, honestly. Although what our Lord meant to say is out, but he can hold on getting Lord of Nazarick to get rid of it. It forces him to get another thing out to get rid of it. I would take a PDL play whenever I have it. I don't know about putting PDL there. I would get rid of the Time Magic. Because you need to get to a point where you can stop him from doing this Fate Shuffle. Didn't move Jin. Should have moved Jin. I don't think he used his move action there. I'm pretty sure he didn't. 4 more to go, but very low on allies, and Oscape has a lot of Fates going still. Oh, he's looking at what this is. I think it's Shotgun, or maybe Spirit Gun, one or the other. All of the ally discarders are in here. You full Fate. Oh, it's Spirit Sword, actually. You full Fate in that scenario no matter what, because you want to get either one of the items or one of the ally discarders. We're going to see a Spirit Sword to weaken down Toya and Jin, so that's not too bad for Pero, honestly, because it means he can start using Toya again for the discard and vanquish here. Yeah, he's actually thinking twice about it. I would, if you're going to Rose Whip him, I'd send him all the way to Final Arena. Actually, Elder Toguro to Final Arena isn't bad here. I don't dislike Elder Toguro to Final Arena. Putting Toya at Wilderness is also good. It takes away the move at First Arena, but it is going to be Elder Toguro. I don't dislike that. I don't dislike that at all. Now, are we still trying to Fate spam here? Oh, we got Birth of an Empire for our Demiurge pull there. And then we're going to see an inner monologue. Pero is, he's halfway through the pile, but he's really low on allies right now. He needs some strong new challengers. I think we're definitely going to see a First Arena or maybe even a Wilderness turn. I'd take a First Arena turn with this much power and hopefully boost out some, if he has some new challengers, boost those out. And he is just going to keep the back-to-back Fate turn teleport going instead of gaining more power or anything. Still has what our Lord meant to say out there. Is going to be a Hotel Kubikakiri turn here, actually, and it will be a new challengers. Bakken, good pull. Risho, good pull. One more ally. Can we get one more ally? Karasu, great pull. Great pull. I don't hate keeping a high stakes bet. I would probably put Karasu at First Arena here. I would probably put Karasu at First Arena here because presumably you're going to First Arena next turn to try to get a kill. Because we're starting to reach the point where Ainz will start getting renown. I didn't see what he shuffled back in there. Ainz is about to start getting renown once this what our Lord meant to say is gone. So you really need to be getting kills ASAP. I would be putting Karasu here so that you can try and immediately get a kill next turn. Because with Karasu and Risho here, actually, you could go here via Karasu and Risho's ability, pump them up. You can actually get Risho to 4 in conjunction with Elder Toguro, use the Toya Vanquish to put Risho in, and then play a rules set to put Toya in. This is all assuming a heavy fate doesn't come in. There's world items, so he does get rid of what our Lord meant to say, but doesn't get renown out of it. We have adventuring parties over here. Was that fate? I was too busy talking about potential Toguro turns. It does all depend on what this fate is, on if the turn I was talking about would play out. But I would have put Karasu at the far left no matter what, to be honest. Ooh, Eden Box. That's gonna kill Toya. Would have killed Karasu, so not, you know, never punished. I would weaken down Karasu here to -2. But the odds of that being Eden Box were really low, just for the record. And also now you don't have Toya, which sucks. And then we're going to see a grass part to get that adventuring party out of here. And he is still just keeping the endless. This is why I think you should have done PDL into time magic earlier, because you have to challenge it. And also he didn't even give up the adventuring party into it. You have to challenge this. You have to stop this move, Greater Teleport. And it is stoppable. Ainz runs out of money doing this. Especially if, and then as soon as you can get it covered, it's covered. But instead Pero is just letting him have it. Could see a first arena or even a wilderness turn here. He doesn't have any easy kills set up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we have wilderness instead. Going to final arena? Can you get a kill here? There's no reason to go to final. I was about to say, there's no reason to go to final arena over first unless you can get a kill. He is finally going to move Jin into position. I'm pretty sure he could have moved Jin into position a few turns ago, but didn't. Unfortunately. We are going to see 80% power thrown out. Give Risho a +1 with it. And then finally getting an overwhelming power, which is guaranteed to go off. Ainz is 1 strength. There's a 3 strengther here. There's a 5 strengther here. There's a 3 strengther here. So this is guaranteed. Is going to pay for Royal Procession. Doesn't have that set up very well anywhere. That is going to be overwhelming power. Bui is already in, so you probably take Toya here. Yeah, just put Toya back at first arena. I think that's probably the best option. You don't want to take anyone out of the deck if you can help it, because those are new challengers targets. Getting a lot of pieces back on board, which is really good. Isn't prepared for Dragon of the Darkness Flame, but we do have 80% power and Karasu both out. There's Darkness Flame Sword. I'd kill Karasu here. So all you get to do here is discard an ally. I would kill Karasu. Elder Toguro is badly out of position. I wouldn't kill him. It's not bad. Elder Toguro is really good, so I don't hate it at all. That's probably the second best option. It's probably either, if you're not going to kill Karasu, it's probably either Elder Toguro or Jin. I think that Oscape might be making a mistake here in seeing that Karasu is at 0 and being like, he's at 0, who cares? But Karasu's real use isn't his strength, it's his ability. Oh, can he actually get to 5 here? Wow! With the Pandora's play into Aura, that was a wild gain there. And then he gets to teleport out. That PDL should have been played to that time magic, man. Or the adventuring parties. At least the adventuring party should have been played into the time magic. At the absolute least. That's kind of what the 2 strengthers are good for, even. Use Karasu! Use Karasu! We're going to see a red drop. So you can kill Cocoitus and time magic here. Should have multi-fated that red drop, so that red drop would be in the reshuffle after giving it up to Cocoitus and time magic. It's good to finally get rid of those, though. Yeah, should have multi-fated that for sure. There's nothing stopping him from using Karasu's ability here. That's totally fair for him to be like, oh wait, Karasu. He would be allowed to do that if he wanted to. Just put a minus, just take 1 off of Jin and then put a 1 on Bakken and Risho. You can actually put 2. Actually, no, you put 2 on Risho and then 80% power can get the kill. No, you want 80% at final arena, so you put it on Bakken. I don't know who lost the strength there. We're going to see a new challenger. Suzuki and Urashima are good pulls here. You probably put Urashima at Hiei, and then you put Suzuki either at Risho and Toya. You put it at Risho and Toya, and then you give it all to Risho to put him to 4. But he is actually going to put it here and put Karasu back up 1 and put Bakken to 4. This is also good. Oh, I didn't even see Gamma there. He pulled Gamma as well. Really good new challengers. He kind of needed that, honestly. He really needed that new challengers to still have a strong position in this game. Because Ainz is fading every turn and is slowly but surely starting to get some plans. Can't do that with 80% out. You have to give up 80% if you're going to get the Bakken kill here. I would probably just use... Oh, you know what? The +1 he put earlier, he didn't use Krasu's ability. He did the 80% ability. I think he forgot to use Krasu. Maybe I missed it. I probably missed it. We're going to see Sinister Invite with Demiurge and then gain 1 and move the teleport. See, Red Drop would have killed Cocoidus and blocked it if he had just used PDL on that time magic earlier. This is a trap that even good players can fall into. He's discarding Birth to draw and make it easier to get more plans out. This is a trap that even good players... Yeah, Dragon is really painful here. That's probably the fate he wanted to see the least. That or, like, Fly Swatter. Because now he can't go get a kill at Final Arena while fading. But this is one of the biggest mistakes you can make while playing against... We're going to see another monologue. That's like the 3rd monologue. That's crazy. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when playing against Ainz is like seeing time magic there and seeing this rope-a-dope and being like, I don't want to play my hero into time magic. It's not worth it. It's worth it. You need to get rid of time magic. Ainz spent 2 power to play a card, which is important to him. That's a lot to him, to make you have to give up a hero into time magic. That's how that card works, and you need to give it up into it. I would have done it immediately with the PDL. Absolutely would have done it with the adventuring parties at minimum. But it looks like Oscape has finally decided I'm done fate spamming, and now, which I don't think is the right call, to be honest. And now he's instead going to go for his... pressure. We are just going to give up 80% at Final Arena here to get a fate going. I don't hate it. There's the adventuring parties again. You don't really care about Sinister Invite here. Cocoidus is gone, so this isn't a free kill on adventuring. I don't hate taking away the gain 1 move there. It's going to eat another grass part if nothing else. Unfortunately, can't get a kill because of Dragon. Can't use Gamma. You can't use Gamma here. Gamma's at 0 strength. Gamma's at 0 because of, whatchamacallit? Why did Urashima... Oh, okay, never mind. He did Urashima's ability. Never mind. He's good. He knows what he's doing. Fair enough. My bad. I'm not used to seeing people move Gamma without the benefit. Sebas Death Knight. Look at him go. So that's going to get Sebas getting the kill. He's moving over for political intrigue in the future. Spirit Wave on Momotaro just to keep Dragon out for 1 more turn is probably the play here. Bakken and Risho is probably the target for it. Risho has enough strength to use Karasu, so I would take 1 away from... I would be going to Kupa Kikiri here, playing an ally to the far right or new challengers to the far right. You know what these 5 cards are if you take the time to figure it out. But I would Karasu here for sure. You have to target Bakken or Risho. I would target Risho in this instance. And then just put your +1s on whoever you want, probably Urashima and Gamma. Yep, so Risho loses 1. You can also put the +1 on Karasu. I don't hate putting the +1 on Karasu here. Yeah, Urashima and Karasu. That's fair. You need to get an ally at Final Arena immediately. Ideally, you need to get 2 allies to Final Arena. Frost Dragons, really good pull. If you're going to mind control, I'd probably mind control Demiurge, to be honest. He really wants to stop the movement, but Greater Teleport is already so out of place. Honestly, I feel like I would have liked Frost Dragons more in that play. That does really hold it out, though. So we're going to see the new challengers. It pulls all 5 of these cards. I don't think new challengers, unless he might not have had an ally in hand. It might have been his only way to set up getting rid of Dragon. If that's the case, then fair enough. But, very, very weak new challengers. It might have been his only way to play an ally. If he didn't have an ally in hand, he had to do that. Or a rules set to move. Could have been the other option. This is going to be a really rough end game for both players. We are going to pay 2 and get Golden Princess. Not a good pull right now. Although he could kill Slain with Grass Part. Mind Control is out, so he doesn't really mind. And then he could teleport into it. He wants to get 10k a year right now is what he really wants. That's a free political, but then it's harder to get 10k if that's what he's really digging for. This is another reason that I think PDL was way better into that. You really want to put PDL at the 2 rightmost locations because they're basically guaranteed, like the opponent has to kill him at some point, because you want PDL back in rotation to be able to play him into destroying all plans. We are going to see the political intrigue just get up to 3 renown. And this lucky guess is out. I guess it's on rules set. That was one that he played earlier. This might have just been like a Blue Eyes White Dragon kind of deal because he wants it for coincidental. I'm not sure. We are going to see a grass part, and then that will get Golden Princess with the teleport in. Although he's not killing Albedo, so Albedo is going to, outside of giving up the only way to get the Albedo kill here is, oh, he's actually going to do 3 Death Knights for it? Really? Oh my goodness. Have we already passed, like, Sorcerer King? We passed Lord of Nazarick early, but if we passed Sorcerer King, I don't think I'd want to be giving up all that right now, to be honest. Right, you got to resolve Dragon first. He's going to kill Gamma, and then probably, yeah, Shishi Walk is fine. I might have given up Suzuki there instead. We're going over to first arena with no power. He does have a Bakken can go straight in with the rules set, so that'll get him power back. Or he could do Toya. Oh, he's doing the +1, he's doing Toya for the Vanquish, and then the +1 that goes to Toya goes to Risho, and Bakken goes in. Then are we going to see her? He's got to have a rule set in hand if he's going to first arena here. Yeah. Gain 3, that is going to give the Lucky Guess for 2 power, and then Risho goes in. Very good, very good. And he still has a move, so he can actually move Suzuki or Toya into Urashima to get Urashima up another strength. And then with Karasu, you move Toya or Suzuki in, and then next turn you can Karasu Urashima to 5 and Jin for the kill. And then you just need Reigning Champ. This is going to be a really, really close end game. We're going to see Momotaru thrown out, and then the Suzuki move, even better. So Urashima is good to go on strength just with a move to Karasu. Oh, no, he doesn't even need the move to Karasu, right? Because he gets his ability plus Suzuki, and then Momotaru gets one at the end. This is going to be a very close end game. I think it leans towards Ainz, though. I think that Pero really messed up in the early game. We're going to see the payment for the population control. I think Pero really messed up in the early game with like how he played PDL and not taking out the time magic sooner. There's 10k year. Just needs another strategy meeting to get it. Tough pick. Probably, yeah, probably Botan on Yusuke. I wouldn't have hated Genkai to final arena just to try and stop fate pressure because this is very close. No, I would gain power here. I wouldn't bother with fading here. I would gain power here. Oh, but never mind. He has strategy meeting, so that's fair then. Never mind. It doesn't matter which one you put out. You just want 10k year to trigger. Does have aura. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 4 is a lot to have to play to get Sorcerer King. He has Showdown on his turn. Never mind. Now he doesn't. Play Jerkneve to... There's a world where you play Jerkneve to Baharuth here, but I'd probably still put him at the top fate at Riastais. But Jerkneve stops him from getting a Showdown. If you don't play Jerkneve, then Sinister plus population control at Nazarick ends the game. I don't think he'll clear everything that turn. He'll win the following turn. I think Ainz has got this. I think that Pero probably flubbed a couple of those earlier fates on Ainz. He let Ainz have control of the Baharuth like teleport move shenanigans for too long, and it let too much pressure hit his board. And then he hit that mid board point where he had like Elder Toguro out of position with Jin and Toya and nothing else, and he couldn't get his allies back out fast enough following that. It seems like. The game isn't over yet. It's still possible. Still possible. He can actually kill Hiei through Botan on his turn with Urashima with a move Toya kill on Hiei. If he has Reigning Champ in hand and he goes to first arena, gets the Urashima into Hiei kill, oh, we're actually going to see a move with rules set here. And then into a Reigning Champ, then he can still win this. Again, it's not impossible. He can still win this, but it's just not looking great. Oh, you had 80%. I would have kept 80% and then gone to arena to get the 7th kill on Hiei, personally. What are we going to see here? Another strategy meeting. This top card could be all the difference. Birth of an Empire. Oh, no, you got Demonstration. And you have Pleiades out. So you discard Pleiades, Demiurge, and Albedo for Demonstration. Or just hard play Shaltir. That'll do it too. Then you can keep Albedo, probably. You don't need Demiurge. I'd give up Pleiades, Shaltir, and Demiurge here for Demonstration, and then you do Sinister at the end of your turn. Is he just not going to do Shaltir? You can keep Shaltir to hard play or later for a Vanquish, which isn't bad. You can actually set up game because you can go to Erantel to Clash Platinum and play for 1 Renown, play Shaltir into Jerkneve. Yep, and then you just let him fate you. You just give him Sinister. Gonna be a lucky guess for 80%. I'd probably lucky guess rule setter 100% at this point, to be honest. This is essentially gonna be game. So that's gonna be Sinister at the end of turn. Get that last 2 Renown, and then we pull a Fate. And it's unexpected defeat, very unlucky. That's game. Well, there could be an 80% for a Fate, so it might not expressly be game. But there's no way that he goes through the 100% rigmarole in time, so it's essentially game. Do we have the other 80% in hand? I assume we do if we're going to Final Arena here, instead of trying to just get 2 people. Oh, no, playing... Nope, never mind. It's over. That is game. Should have kept that 80% in hand, but it's fine. Again, I don't think that it really mattered. I'm glad that the Rinku turn didn't matter. I'm glad that the Rinku thing didn't matter. And again, maybe I saw that wrong. Totally possible. But that is game for Oscape, so he will be taking the win. Good game from both players. Really good stuff. I think that Pero did not play bad by any means. He played well, but I think he did... I think his big mistake was that it might not have costed him the game, because this isn't super close right now. We're about to see probably unless like it's a crazy good fate with this setup, this many pieces on board, this many strength tokens. I think it's very likely that on the next turn at first arena that Pero enters showdown and plays 100%, gets the 8th one in, plays 100, and clashes Kurama. So. But with Botan out, it might have been rough if Momotaro got hit by something. But I think Eden Box and Darkness Flamesword are both gone, so I don't think there's anything that could have expressly gotten rid of Momotaro. But getting rid of Toya, but Eden Box is gone. I don't think there is anything that would have stopped it, to be honest. I think that he would have gotten into Showdown and probably also played 100% in the same turn with this many pieces on board like this, and killed Kurama. So if he had been able to buy himself just like 3 more turns, 2 more turns probably would have been enough with this many pieces on board. 2 more turns probably would have been able to get the win, maybe 3. But I think he made a bit of a mistake in that early like greater teleport shuffle shenanigans. He should have been more aggressive on time magic to lock that down sooner, because that allowed Oscape to keep up enough fate pressure to keep him out of 100% that much longer. But still, really good games from both players. I get really focused on when it's one of my own villains on post-game analysis, or a villain that I play a lot even, which I play Toguro a lot. But yeah, good stuff from both players, great stuff. But Oscape will be taking the 2-1 victory. So let's go take a look at the bracket. And so with that, Oscape will be winning with a 2-1 victory. He's going to be moving on to round 2, where he will be going up against either Pumpkin King or Ezzy, depending on how those games play out. And we are down to just 2 more matches before we finish out round 1 and know all of our round 2 matchups. So very, very exciting. We're about halfway through tournament arc as a whole at this point. Once round 1 is done, that's pretty much half of the tournament in terms of matches that need to be done. So I think it's exactly half, actually. Yeah. But very exciting. Tournament arc has been great this year, and I'm looking forward to more matches. I hope you are as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you for the next one. Until then, farewell.